Well, g'day and welcome to the National Virtual Expo. I'm Rob Malicki on Garigal Land in Sydney, and welcome to this session on James Cook University. I'm super excited about this one because James Cook has got some real areas of strength. Of course, it's most famous for its marine sciences program, which attracts students literally from all over the world. But it has some other areas where it performs exceptionally well on a national level. And of course, as a university for the regions, it's got some super strengths in those vocational areas like education, nursing, engineering, and the like. Very pleased to be joined today by my colleague Elizabeth from the Future Students team at James Cook University. He's going to be doing a presentation for you. But as we go, make sure you ask any questions that you have in the chat. So if you're watching this live, you can do that on social media if that's where you are watching, or via the session hub. You can just drop your question in the comments. Everybody will get a response. And if you're watching this on the recording, you can also get involved by jumping on the Choosing a Uni Discord. Details down below. And for parents, we have a Facebook group just for you to ask any questions that you might have. But without further ado, let me hand over to Elizabeth from the Future Students team at James Cook University.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining our Find Out Where JCU Can Take You presentation. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm part of the Future Students team here at JCU, and I'll be your host for this session. We acknowledge the Australian, Aboriginal, and Torres Strait Islander peoples as the first inhabitants of this country and pay my respects to the traditional owners and elders, past and present, of the land on which we stand today. In the spirit of reconciliation, I also acknowledge the valuable contribution that Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples continue to make to James Cook University and the broader community. In today's session, we'll begin with the brief introduction to James Cook University, followed by an overview of our programs and study options. We'll then explore available pathways, student support packages and services, and how you can get involved and connect with us. We'll finish with the Q&A session where we'll be happy to answer your most asked questions. So let's begin. First up, our JCU locations. JCU has campuses in Townsville, Cairns, Brisbane, Mount Isa, and Mackay, along with additional study locations in Emerald and Thursday Island. Now, for those of you with a sharp eye for geography, you may have noticed Singapore tucked up in the corner right over there. A little reminder that our footprint extends well beyond Australia. We are officially international. One of the exciting opportunities available to students is the chance to take part in a global experience through our international university partnerships. It's a wonderful way to experience another culture, build confidence, and bring an international perspective to their studies. At JCU, we often talk about students experiencing adventure, gaining skill, and having an impact throughout your degree. because university is about so much more than just what happens in the classroom. It's also about having opportunity to explore our incredible region, connect with community, and be a part of something bigger while you study. Adventure is about saying yes to new experiences, broadening horizons, and discovering opportunities that take learning beyond textbooks and lecture theatres. That might be through placements, field trips, travel opportunities, or simply the personal growth that comes from stepping into something new. Skill is where students build the knowledge and practical experience needed for the real world. Through hands-on learning, industry placements, and work-integrated experiences built into many of our courses, students graduate feeling prepared and capable for the workforce ahead. And then there's the impact, because the goal is not just to graduate, but to step into a career ready to make a difference from day one. Whether that's in healthcare, business, education, science, engineering, or beyond, our students leave with the confidence to contribute in meaningful ways. Now, let's take a moment to watch a short video, and as you do, see if you can spot some of the exciting courses we have on offer at JCU. So, how did you go? You may have spotted some of our healthcare and science students, along with future nurses and doctors in action. Our education students and veterinary science students were also busy showcasing their skills and hands-on learning experiences. At JCU, students can choose from a wide range of courses, from an arts degree through to veterinary science, and just about everything in between. With 43 course offerings available, there truly is a place for everyone. And if one degree isn't enough, many of our programs can also be studied as a double degree, allowing students to broaden their knowledge, build additional skills, and enhance future career opportunities. Students learn from passionate teaching staff in modern state-of-the-art facilities with a strong focus on real-world and student success. Now, you may be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually do this? Well, there are multiple pathways into study, depending on your background. You can apply via ADA through QTAC, Access JCU Prep if you need to meet entry requirements or haven't completed high school, or you can enter directly from VET or TAPE with a certificate. Let's learn a little bit more about these options. We'll begin with our Year 12 students or school leavers who commonly use the ADA pathway. The ADA or Australian Tertiary Admissions Rank is a number between 0 and 99.95. It reflects a student's academic performance relative to others in their age group across Australia. In simple terms, the higher the ADA, the stronger the academic results compared to their peers. At JCU, we use the ATA to help assess and select students for our course. It plays a key role in ranking applicants, particularly for the competitive programs, and can also serve as a minimum entry score. In some cases, it can also be used alongside adjustment factors and can also serve such as subject bonuses or special consideration to provide a fairer comparison across different applicants. Next is JCU Prep. Whether you've finished school, missing prerequisite subjects, or didn't quite get the ADA you were aiming for, or perhaps haven't studied for a while and want to enter your desired course, JCU Prep will help you realize your study goals and take a personalized approach to equipping you for your next step. Flexible, fee-free university pathway program can be tailored around you, so you will not only need to study every subject, just the subjects you need to build your skills and meet the entry requirements and degree. In as little as 3 months, you can gain the skills and subject knowledge you need to enter university study, as well as become familiar with JCU's campuses, facilities, technologies, and support services. Last but not least, TAFE or VET qualifications. So, whether you're a school leaver or a non school leaver holding a vocational education and training or VET qualification, can be a valuable way to gain entry into university. If you've completed a qualification through a recognised TAFE or VET provider, such as a Certificate 3, 4, or an AQF diploma, you may be eligible for guaranteed entry into certain bachelor degrees at JCU. This also applies to ADF and VET qualifications. They can hold an ADA or selection rank equivalent, as shown on the table on screen, making this another excellent pathway into university. These qualifications can also contribute to your studies in another really important way, which is that you might receive credit towards your chosen degree. That means you can reduce the number of subjects you need to complete, helping you finish your degree sooner and potentially save on costs. Here at JCU, we understand senior secondary can be a very overwhelming last few years. And to help reduce some of that stress, we've created our Year 12 student support package. The package provides 3 different offerings to support you in our transition from high school to university. They are our early offer program, our guaranteed admissions, and our adjustment factors. Let's look a little closer at these support options together in the following slides. Early offers. So if you're in Year 12 and graduating this year, you may be able to receive an early offer into one of our many courses. To participate in JCU's early offer program in 2026, you'll first need to list your preferred eligible JCU course as your first preference in QTAC when applications open early August. Next, you're required to complete a JCU early offer nomination form, and with the help of your school, they will submit the application on your behalf. Upon successful submission, you will receive a conditional offer. If your early offer nomination is successful, you will also have access to JCU support services earlier, ensuring you have a seamless transition to university life. You will also receive a small welcome gift from us to you. Applications for both QTAC and JCU open early August and close mid-October. So be sure to check the early offers page to see if your preferred course is eligible. Next, we have the Guaranteed Admissions Plan, which is open to all domestic and international applicants completing Year 12 in Australia in 2026. So if you're receiving an ATAR of 90 or above, you have guaranteed entry into most JCU courses with all subject prerequisites waived. Applicants awarded an ATAR of 73 or above will be guaranteed entry into most JCU courses, but will need to meet the course subject prerequisites. Most of JCU's courses are included cover of an array of study areas like arts, business, law, engineering, science, information technology, pharmacy, and sports and exercise physiology. Note that your QTAC application listing JCU as one of your 6 preferences and your Year 12 results will determine your eligibility for this plan. This means you don't need to submit a separate application. And to complete our success package, we have adjustment factors. The regional preference scheme is open to domestic applicants who reside in regional and remote Queensland, postcodes 4306 through to 4895. This scheme assists residents of regional and remote areas of Queensland to gain entry into JCU through an automatic adjustment of an applicant's ATAR by 2 ranks. Note, the scheme can't be used for entry to postgrad studies or degrees, graduate entry programs, and courses with special application requirements. Next, we have subject adjustment schemes. So this scheme allows for an automatic adjustment for subjects that require a high level of skill and knowledge that are successfully completed in high school, which you will also see listed on the screen. Adjustments are cumulative up to a maximum of 10 ranks, and some exceptions apply. At JCU, we know that support is just as important as study itself. So there are a wide range of services available to help students feel confident and connected throughout their journey. Our pathway advisors are here to help with study planning, enrollments, and making sure students are on the right track from day one. For our Indigenous students, we also offer dedicated support that includes mentoring, academic coaching, and helping navigate university life, all while strengthening community, culture, connection, and identity. The Learning Centre provides additional academic support from one-on-one advice and workshops through to online resources and peer mentoring with where experienced students support those just starting out. We also offer accessibility services to ensure all students have their support that they need to succeed. Our counselling and wellbeing services are free and confidential, supporting mental health, studying balance, and even career development. Through Career Hub, students can access job listings, get help with resumes and LinkedIn profiles, and work with career counsellors to build their future pathways. And of course, beyond study and support services, there's also a vibrant range of clubs and student-led societies at JCU, giving students the chance to connect, make friends, explore common interests, and really feel part of a welcoming campus community. Scholarships at JCU are a wonderful way we support students throughout their study journey. They recognise a range of strengths, whether that's academic achievement, leadership, community involvement, or equity. Some scholarships can also provide financial assistance that continues across a student's degree, helping to ease the cost of study and allow students to focus more on their learning and experiences. There are opportunities available for both new and continuing students across many different study areas. And we also encourage students to explore what's on offer early, as many scholarships are competitive and have set closing dates. The JCU Now program is a really exciting opportunity, and this is for high achieving Year 11 and 12 students to get a genuine taste of university life while still completing their QCE. It's designed to help students explore areas they're interested in, to build confidence, and to start developing the kind of skills they'll usually need to use within university and beyond. In some cases, students may even receive credit towards their future degree, which can help reduce both the time and cost of study after school. The first subject is free, and any additional subjects are heavily subsidised at $375 per subject. Most importantly, it's a really, really supportive way to start. So if a student doesn't complete a subject or chooses to withdraw, there is no academic penalty and it won't impact future study at JCU. If you're interested and want to learn a bit more information about that, you can visit www.jcu.edu.au/JCU-now. Our Heroes program, so that gives students a real glimpse into the behind the scenes of their future career paths. Whether your interests are in health, sport, science, business, engineering, or veterinary science, yes, the list goes on, this program lets you step into real workplaces and see what those careers are actually like on the day-to-day basis. So, through strong industry partnerships, students get the chance to connect with professionals, learn directly from experts, and experience what a day in the life actually looks like, while building practical skills and career awareness along the way. It's a great way to explore your options early and get a real feel for where your studies could take you. You can visit the website for more information and for more details on how to apply. You can do this by visiting www.jcu.edu.au/JCU-heroes-programs. And finally, let's discuss our accommodation. So options across our campus begins because living on campus is so much more than just a room. So it's an experience. It's your family, it's friends that you'll actually have for life. So each of our residents provides academic and wellbeing support, as well as a variety of social activities too. Accommodation in Townsville starts from $233 per week, and in Cairns it starts from $218 per week. Well, that brings us to the end of our product presentation. So let's explore some of the most frequently asked questions. starting with what are your competitive courses and how many places are actually available within those programs. So in 2026 at JCU, there were approximately 170 places available for medicine. Now, this was across both Townsville and Cairns. That breakdown looked a little something like 130 in Townsville and 40 in Cairns. There's around 90 places for dentistry and about 80 places for veterinary science. Now, most of these offers are made to school leavers, with a small number also available to non-school leavers. Moving on to our next question. Am I eligible for any adjustment factors or schemes for medicine, dentistry, or veterinary science? So at JCU, ADA or selection rank adjustment programs are not available for medicine, dentistry, or veterinary science applicants. However, there is the Rural Access Scheme, and this supports students from rural and remote backgrounds. This scheme does provide access to a number of reserved places across medicine, dentistry, and veterinary science through QTAC. So, to be eligible for this, applicants must have lived in a designated rural or remote area of Australia for at least 5 consecutive years or 10 years cumulatively. All eligible applicants are automatically invited to apply, and we really, really encourage students to take up that opportunity if it's available to them. The process itself actually involves completing a QTAC cover sheet and submitting supporting documents that confirm your rurality or rural backgrounds. This could be things such as bills, bank statements, rental records. It's a really, really great way to help recognize rural experience and support access into these highly competitive programs. Now, before we move on to our next FAQ, I'd like to share an invaluable resource that is the ideal starting point for any prospective medicine, dentistry, or veterinary science students, and that is the Domestic Applications for Medicine, Dentistry, and Veterinary Science page. It provides everything you need in one place. So this includes intake year details, important updates, and really clear guidelines before, during, and after the application process, as well as any key course requirements. It really truly is the best place to begin your journey, and you can easily find it by searching domestic applications for medicine, dentistry, and veterinary science, JCU, in your preferred search engine. Don't forget to book that mark one. So back to our frequently asked questions. How do I apply for these competitive courses? For the 2027 intake, applications open in August of 2026, and it is a two-step process. So you'll need to apply through both QTAC and the JCU application portal. Now, it is important that you complete and submit both applications by the closing date, as late applications can't be accepted due to the high demand of their courses. Last year, unfortunately, many students applied via one method and not both, so don't get caught out. You'll also need to ensure any required results, so this is including maybe bridging courses or final tertiary results, are submitted to QTAC by early December of 2026. So really important, stay organized, keep an eye out on key dates, and make sure that both applications are fully completed on time. So looking into some further details on our Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, as medicine at JCU is a highly sought after program, and the selection process looks at more than just your grades. JCU takes a well-rounded approach. So we consider both your academic achievement and your suitability for a future career in medicine. To apply, students need to meet the subject prerequisites of English, mathematical methods, and chemistry, 3, 4, so Unit 3 and 4, Year 12 completion. The application process includes your school education history, a prediction of academic achievement for current Year 12 students, and an online interview through the Kira Talent platform. You may hear the term PAA or the prediction of of academic achievement, and that's what it stands for. So this is completed by your school and gives JCU an indication of your likely final Year 12 results based on your progress so far. So it helps JCU schedule early interview rounds before final results are released. However, all offers are made using your actual final results. If selected, applicants will be invited to complete an interview online through the Kira Talent platform. These interviews are designed to explore your readiness and suitability for career in medicine, and panels often include healthcare professionals, academic staff, and community members. So, to give you some context around recent entry results for the 2026 intake across both Cairns and Townsville, they are listed on screen. The highest accepted ATA result was a 99.95 with a median of 98.55 across both locations. The lowest accepted ATA was an 85.6 in Cairns and an 85.15 in Townsville. So while strong academics are important, JCU is also looking for future doctors who are compassionate, resilient, community minded, and ready to make a difference. Next, we have the Bachelor of Dentistry. So for the 2027 intake, JCU had around 100 places available for domestic applications, and selection is based on more than just your academic results. So while Year 12 and or again tertiary performance is important, we also look at your written application statements, letters of support, and rurality. So to be eligible, applicants need to meet the subject prerequisites of English, mathematical methods, and chemistry. The application through the JC portal gives you the opportunity to showcase who you are beyond your grades. So you'll need to provide your schooling history from grade 1 to year 12, complete your written statements of 300 words, and submit your 3 letters of support. Now, your application statements are a chance to share your career motivations, any health-related work experience, your interest in regional or rural health, and maybe anything else you'd like the selection panel to know about you. My best advice is to be genuine, be thoughtful, and let your passion come through. Letters of support are also a required part of the dentistry application, with up to 3 letters accepted from teachers, employers, coaches, guidance officers, any other adult who knows you well and can speak to your character and to your potential. To give you some context around the competitiveness, the 2026 intake, the highest ATA accepted was a 99.8, with the average being a 97.95 and the lowest entry rank being an 87. So again, while strong academic results matter, we really are looking for those well-rounded applicants, students that have a genuine commitment to that profession. So if dentistry is your dream, believe in your potential, prepare early, and put care into every part of your application. And lastly, we have veterinary science. So at JCU, it is one of our competitive courses, and selection again looks at more than just your academic results. So it's a very holistic process, and this recognizes again your achievements academically, but then also your personal qualities too. So to apply, just like medicine and dentistry, students need to meet the subject prerequisites of English, mathematical methods, and chemistry, or again, of any study related of a higher level. The application process also includes your school attendance history from grade 1 to year 12, the written application statements, letters of support. It does have the CASPA test and an interview through the Kira Talent platform. So again, your written statement is an opportunity to share your career motivations and relevant work experience, show your interest in regional or remote communities, and anything else you'd like, again, the selection panel to know about you. It's an opportunity for your passion and purpose to shine. So be genuine and be really considered with your responses. The letters of support are also required as part of the application process. So again, you can provide up to 3 in this instance. People who know you well and can speak again to your character, your commitment, and suitability for the profession. And this might be someone like a teacher, an employer, a coach, mentor, a supervisor. Now, applicants are also required to complete the CASPA test, and this is an online situational judgment assessment, as well as an interview through the Kira Talent platform. So They both include typed and video responses, and this helps JCU understand the personal qualities needed in future vet students. So something to be mindful of. Now, to give you an idea of recent entry competitiveness for the 2026 intake, the highest accepted ADA was a 99.65, the average being a 92.75, and the lowest ranking or being the 81.9. Did you know that JCU does not use the University Clinical Aptitude Test or UCAT or the Graduate Medical School Admissions Test, also known as a GAMSAT, as part of the selection process? So applicants who sit these tests do not receive any additional advantage or improved consideration in the JCU application process. Just something to note. And lastly, we are often asked what is the difference between semester and trimester models, as this is something that's very much emerging throughout university institutions. Well, we've recently refreshed our academic calendar at JCU, so we are slowly moving to a trimester model as our primary study structure. So this shift is all about giving students more flexibility to balance study, work, and life in a way that actually suits them. It also supports a more student-focused approach, so it offers greater choice, smoother study progression, and even opportunities to fast track or adjust study loads. And that's depending on individual goals. So trimesters are 3 10-week blocks versus semesters being 2 13-week blocks. So there you have it. I hope you found the presentation of value and you've learned something. We wish you every success as you step forward into your career aspirations. May you find purpose, confidence, and opportunities that truly excite you. Stay curious, stay connected, and don't hesitate to reach out for support via our email, study@jcu.edu.au, or by calling us on 1800 246 446. Once again, we appreciate your attendance, and on behalf of JCU, thank you for joining us today. Dream big, back yourself, and take the next steps towards the future that you deserve. Thank you.
Well, I hope you got something out of this session. And if you have any questions at all, you can head to choosingyouruni.com and ask Lumen. Lumen is your AI guide who knows about every university, every pathway, every option that we've talked about throughout this virtual expo. And Lumen is available to talk to you 24/7. So it's ready when you are.